Open your notebook with me for a second. You read the chapter 3 times. Under every important line, you drew a yellow highlight. And while you were reading, everything felt clear and logical. You closed the book feeling confident. But the second you opened your exam paper, something weird happened. The first question looked like you'd never seen it before in your life. Your mind went completely blank, and you sat there staring at the paper, asking yourself, I understood this chapter completely, so why can't I remember anything right now? The answer is going to shock you. You never actually understood the chapter. You just felt like you understood it. And there's a massive difference between the two. Cognitive psychology calls this phenomenon the illusion of competence. When you read a text and its words feel familiar and logical, your brain generates a feeling of understanding, even when real understanding never actually happened. Rereading and highlighting are honestly two of the worst study methods that exist. Yet they're everywhere, and they're also the two most commonly used by students everywhere. Tonight, we're learning a technique that completely changed how I study, called the Feynman Technique. Before we get into the details, let me introduce you to the man behind it. Richard Feynman was a physicist who won a Nobel Prize, but he was famous for something else, something even more interesting. He could explain the most complex physics theories in incredibly simple words, so simple that a middle schooler could understand them. And when asked about his secret, he gave one single sentence. That sentence became the foundation of this entire technique. If you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it well enough. That single sentence is the foundation of everything we're learning today. Real understanding isn't recognizing information. It's something deeper. Real understanding is being able to break it down and rebuild it in your own words. And that's exactly what the Feynman technique does. Step 1 is really simple. Grab a blank sheet of paper. Write the name of the topic you want to understand at the top. Something like chemical equilibrium or Newton's second law. Don't look at the textbook yet. This step is just about clearly defining your target. Step 2 is the heart of the entire technique. Under the topic heading, write a complete explanation of it, entirely in your own words, as if you're teaching it to a 12-year-old. Don't use any complex scientific term without explaining it too. Explain it in simple words. Write it out in a natural flow, even if the sentences come out clumsy or disorganized. The goal isn't beautiful writing. The goal is forcing your brain to actually retrieve the information, not just recognize it. Here's where something interesting happens. You'll often stop suddenly, mid-sentence, because you don't know how to finish it. Or you'll catch yourself using a complicated term, because you don't know how to simplify it. These exact moments are the most valuable part of the whole technique, because they reveal something to you with pinpoint precision, exactly where your understanding actually has gaps. And that's something rereading can never tell you. Reading always makes you feel like you understand, even when you don't. Step 3 is going back to the source. Once you've pinpointed your weak spots precisely, open the book or your notes again. But this time, don't reread the whole chapter. Only search for that specific piece you got stuck on. Read it with intense focus until you genuinely understand it this time. Then go back to your paper and finish the explanation from where you left off. This method is way faster than rereading the entire chapter. You're focusing your effort only on the parts you actually need. Step 4, the final one, is called simplify and analogize. Once your explanation is complete and accurate, reread it with a critical eye. Are there still complicated sentences in there? Did you use a term without explaining it? Try replacing every abstract idea. Replace it with an analogy from everyday life. For example, instead of saying, electrons move in orbitals around the nucleus, say, electrons orbit the nucleus like tiny planets orbiting their sun. The closer the analogy is to your everyday life, the easier it becomes to recall in an exam. Let me tell you about one specific night I used this technique myself. I had a chemistry exam in exactly 3 days. There was an entire chapter on chemical equilibrium I didn't understand at all. This was despite reading it 4 separate times. I grabbed a blank sheet of paper. I tried to explain the topic like I was teaching my little brother. After just 4 sentences, I stopped completely. I had no idea how to explain it. Why does the reaction move in both directions at once? I went back to the book. I searched only for that exact point, and I understood it in under 10 minutes. I went back to my paper and finished the explanation. I used the analogy of a back and forth dance between substances that keep converting into each other and back. On the actual exam, that exact topic was the question I scored highest on. 3 days earlier, I couldn't write a single sentence about it. You might be asking yourself right now, okay, but why does this method actually work? The answer lies in a scientific principle called the generation effect. When you pull information out of your own memory yourself, instead of rereading it, your brain strengthens the neural connections tied to that information far more than passive reading ever could. Cognitive psychology research has found something striking. Students who test themselves, instead of rereading their material, remember the information noticeably better a week later. And they do this despite spending less total time studying. Explaining something in your own words is the strongest possible form of active recall. It doesn't just ask you to remember, it asks you to reorganize and rebuild the information from scratch. There's a really common mistake most students make when using this technique. They skip the explain it to a 12-year-old step entirely. They just settle for rewriting the chapter in words close to the textbook's own phrasing. This completely kills the entire benefit of the technique, because the goal was never rephrasing. The goal is forcing yourself to use completely different words and analogies than what's written in the book. That's exactly what forces your brain into real understanding instead of literal copying. Another common mistake: some students think they actually need to find a real child to explain to. That's completely unnecessary. What matters is imagining that child in your head and constantly asking yourself, would they understand this sentence if they heard it? If the answer is no, that means you need to simplify it further. One more mistake worth mentioning: using the technique once and then stopping completely. This isn't a one-time magic fix. It's a habit you need to repeat. The more you use it, the faster you get. Faster at spotting your own understanding gaps. And the faster you get at finding the right analogy for every new idea. After 2 or 3 weeks of consistent use, you'll notice something. Your mind automatically starts asking, can I explain this simply, without you even opening a piece of paper? And that's exactly what turns an average student into someone with real depth of understanding. The Feynman technique is especially useful for subjects built on logical understanding, like physics, chemistry, and math. But it's also effective for theoretical subjects, like history or biology, because it forces you to understand the relationships between events or concepts, not just memorize dates or terms in isolation. Whatever the subject, the rule stays the same. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it yet. Here's a practical tip for applying the technique with minimal effort. Don't try to apply it to an entire chapter at once. Pick one small concept at a time. 10 minutes on a single concept, done this way, beats a full hour. A full hour of passive reading. And over time, you'll find yourself using it automatically inside your head, even without writing on paper, because it becomes your natural way of thinking. There's one small addition that can double the technique's effectiveness. Combine it with spaced repetition. Once you've written your full explanation, don't just set the paper aside and forget about it. Review it after 1 day, then review it again after 3 days, then again after a week. Each time you review, try explaining the topic from memory first. Do this before glancing at your old paper. You'll notice the information sticks in your memory for months, not just days, and that saves you hours of panicked cramming the night before an exam. Since a lot of us are also trying to learn skills outside of school these days, like content creation or coding, I want you to know this technique works there with the exact same power. If you're trying to learn how video editing actually works, or how the YouTube algorithm functions, try explaining it to a friend in your own simple words. If you stumble or don't know how to continue, that means you still need more research, even if you've already watched dozens of videos on the topic. Let me give you a number that shows the real size of the gap between these two methods. In controlled studies, students who used active recall instead of rereading retained more than double the information after 2 weeks, despite spending roughly the same number of hours studying. That means the exact same time you're already spending, used the right way, can give you a far stronger result without needing extra study hours. If you have a friend in the same class, try a social version of this technique. Sit down together and have each of you explain a different topic to the other, as if your friend knows absolutely nothing about it. Let your friend interrupt you whenever they don't understand something, and do the exact same thing back. This method adds one crucial element. You can't fool yourself into thinking you understood the topic, because your friend will instantly catch it if you're dodging or avoiding a point you don't actually understand well. And you'll often learn more from 2 hours of this exchange than from 6 hours of quiet solo studying. One last important piece of advice: don't be hard on yourself when you stop a lot while explaining something. The more you stop, the more that means the technique is working well, because it's revealing real gaps you didn't even know existed. A student who discovers 10 gaps in their understanding 3 days before the exam is in a far better position than a student who discovers them during the exam itself. Before I wrap up this video, here's one practical step you can apply today. Pick any subject you feel like you sort of get, but not fully. Grab a blank sheet of paper and write its name at the top. Try explaining it right now in your own words, as if you're teaching a little kid. Notice exactly where you'll get stuck, because that exact point is what was actually missing for you to fully understand the topic. Before I let you go, I'd love to ask you something. What's the subject you feel like you're reading without actually understanding it? Drop it in the comments, and maybe we'll break down a concept from it together in a future video. And if you try the technique today, comment and tell me exactly where you got stuck, because that's precisely where your real understanding began. Before I leave you, I want to remind you of something important. This technique doesn't need expensive tools, and it doesn't need a ton of time. It just needs paper, a pen, and a willingness to admit you don't understand something yet. That admission is hard for a lot of people, because most of us are used to feeling smart when we read something, and it feels familiar. But the student who says to themselves, "I don't understand this point yet," is far smarter than the student who fools themselves into thinking they understand everything. Because admitting the gap is the first real step toward closing it. In the next video, we're covering something that keeps almost every student up at night. Why "I'll start tomorrow" is the biggest lie you tell yourself, and how to break that cycle with a technique that takes less than 2 minutes. If you made it to this point, that tells me you're someone looking for real answers, not shallow quick fixes. Hit subscribe, because we're still just at the beginning of a long journey to understand our own minds, one step at a time, one truth at a time. See you in the next video.